Hello. This is an HPA blaster, which currently has no name. Color scheme is inspired by the ZX Spectrum computer with the cyan, green, yellow, red, and black color scheme. I think it looks nice. Orange muzzle, because safety. It's got silly HPA written there. Pretty nice. The way that this functions is that the cables get all tangled up. All right, there we go. The way that this functions is you've got an air line connected here to your HPA bottle. This is at 100 psi currently. This is connected to a solenoid valve, which is stored here in the grip. The outlet of that valve is this line here, which goes to the ugly side of the blaster, which will be cleaned up once this becomes a final product blaster release thing. Anyway, air goes here, here, up to here. Now, the front of this is currently plumbed up in a non-final state. This HPA core, this Roboman Cosmic Nomad HPA core, which is what this is, this blaster is designed for a newer version of this core, which has a feature which this particular one I have, does not have. So I had to plumb this up a little bit wonky, and we'll see if it still functions. It might not. So, the newer versions of this core will have 2 airlines on the back. This one just has 1. The newer one, the new version, which will come out in a few months as far as I know, the air goes into the tank, and then it has an outlet that can come back out of the tank, which then you route up here to this pneumatic solenoid, or pneumatic cylinder. This version just has an inlet. So it's not really meant to be able to operate a ram as well, but we're going to see if it can do it anyway. So right now, what's happening is the air is going in, down, filling this up, and then when the air supply down here gets cut off, the air in here tries to go backwards a little bit. That opens up the valve in the front of it, and then the air shoots out this way, up, and out the barrel. This up here is a pneumatic cylinder, which you can kind of see through these viewing ports here, which is essentially like a piston. When it fills up with air, it pushes out this direction, and attached to the tip of it is a gear rack. That gear rack interacts with a pinion gear, which is mounted here. This little screw is the pivot point. That spins around, and then there's another gear rack below it, which is connected to the ram, which you can kind of see right there. So when there's air pressure inside the system, the piston pushes that direction, spins around the gear, pushes the ram this direction, sealing the chamber and loading a dart. And then when it fires, the tank dumps all of its air out the barrel, pushing out the dart, and at the same time releases the air pressure which is holding towards the ram. Then the ram will return this direction, which due to the gear pulls the ram that direction, resetting the blaster to fire another shot. Now, I can't remember if I currently have the trigger wired up correctly. I might have it backwards, so when you're holding it down, it will be in the resting position. When you let go, it will fire. I don't know. I haven't really turned it on yet. I'm testing this for the first time live on camera, and I did the wiring at like almost midnight, and I can't remember if I connected it to the neutrally open or the neutrally closed. Yeah. So, got the HPA bottle at 100 psi on the regulator, and the cables coming out the back are connected to this little battery box, which has 8 AA batteries in it for 12 volts. When this is being used on the field, you will have the cables coming out the back of it and the pneumatic line, both inside like a cable sleeve, like for PC power supplies have those like little mesh nets that hold the cables all together. One of those, which will be about halfway down, and then the cables in the airline will be held together until they reach, further away from the blaster. So it's all not tangled and nice to use. These cables will have an XT30 or XT60 connector, so then you can connect your battery to it. And yeah, and then you'll have the tank, the supply bottle, and the batteries over there off the blaster. So the blaster will be nice and light and you can just point it around. And those batteries in the bottle will be in either a hip holster or in a backpack holster. So you can have the blaster nice and light and pointable and still have nice large tank capacity and have the battery weight off the blaster. So it's cool and awesome. Yeah. So I'm going to test this for the first time right now. This HPA bottle is not completely full, so I hope that doesn't run out before we're done with the video. First, I'm going to do some test firing without a magazine, and then I'm going to load a magazine and see if this actually spits out darts. Again, this tank is not really intended for this exact purpose because this is the old version of it, so we'll see if it shoots darts. Yeah, so let's try it out. Final thing is this air fitting right here has a little bit of a leak in it, so I really hope that this bottle doesn't fully empty before I'm done firing, because that would suck. I just need to put more Teflon tape on that when I take this apart next. All right, let's do some shooting. So we've got our cable and we got our HPA bottle. I've got an on-off valve on it, so we're going to turn that on, and when this is going to immediately start leaking due to that bad fitting, and we're going to see if the ram works. All right, it's got air in it. And air is off. So it is firing the HPA core, but this tank, or this ram, is currently stuck forwards. So let's, there we go. Looks like it was caught on the O-ring on the ram. Here we go. I can pull that forward so you can see there's the O-ring. I think that got caught up because I haven't lubricated it yet. So I'm going to lubricate that. And then we'll see if this actually fires darts. There we go. That is very lubricated. And now we can see if that goes into the chamber correctly now. So, air on. Boom. There we go. And I was right. The ram is the trigger is currently backwards, so it's firing when you release, not when you pull. So, yep, that's shooting darts. And there we go. Now it's all out. That is cool. All right, I'm going to turn off the air before I lose all the air in my bottle. Yep. All right. There we go. That works. That works semi-automatic properly. It seems like the this tank is working just fine in this non-intended use case. So that's pretty sick. The ram is returning properly now that it has some lubrication on the O-ring. I do suspect that that could be an ongoing issue. It's sticking forwards. The way that I currently have it is that this pneumatic cylinder has a spring built into it from the factory. However, I don't think that that's enough spring force to also do all the gear stuff back here just off of that one spring for return. So I might add like an extension spring or some elastic in here to help that along during the cycling process. and maybe add like a tiny little charging handle here on the side, because the gear rack is right here and right here. I could just add a little tiny one here, maybe, like on the end of like a little M3 screw. You just kind of push it back and forth like a baby little bolt action, to help it get unstuck. But other than that, I'm very excited about that. Wow. I was fully expecting that to just jam and not work correctly because this tank is not wired up the way that it's supposed to, or tubed up the way that it's supposed to be. But it seemed like it didn't matter. That was shooting really well. Those were pretty darn fast darts. Wow. I'm stunned. Just so you know, this barrel I think is 5 inches long, something like that. It goes from like here to here-ish, somewhere, something like that. I know shooting Adventure Force Pro and whatever the red darts that Dart Zone sells at Target, the Max darts, the Max and Dart Zone Pro darts, AF Pro darts, whatever. I'm stumbling over my words because I'm stunned that that actually worked. That's pretty sick. Wow. A few things before we finish off the video. You can see the gear rack in there. That's the top one, and then of course the bottom one is connected to that RAM. You can also see through here these little viewing windows I added. When the RAM is pushed all the way out on the top, it will cover up this hole, and when the RAM is all the way forwards on the bottom, this hole will become empty and you can see through it. Right now it's blocked by the gear rack of the RAM. There's no mag release on this, it's just held in with ball detents, like that. Like that. I do want to make this a little bit tighter of a mag well, because right now it has just a little bit of wobble. It's not too bad, but you know, could be a little bit nicer. I'm just going to make it like a 0.5 millimeter thicker walls there to keep it in place. The barrel is currently held in just with the O-rings in the turnaround, but it's meant to have a M3 heat set insert down here, and then you just put a M3 by 10 millimeter screw into that, and then that will hold the barrel in place. But it seemed to do fine just now, just with the unlubricated O-rings of the turnaround just grabbing onto it, which is cool. Yeah. Fun blaster. Things to finish out the video. If you want to keep up to date on more progress on blaster builds like this, HPA projects, tube-fed pump-action shell ejecting Nerf blasters, stuff like that, subscribe. YouTube things. Subscribe, like, comment, ring bells, all those things that YouTubers always say. If you want to help support stuff like this, I do have a Patreon and a Buy Me a Coffee to purchase components needed for this, like airlines and HPA bottles and, you know, stuff like that. And I think the final thing that I need to say is that the filament for this blaster was provided to me for free by Polymaker. So, except for this green. So this black is Polymaker black, red, yellow. I think this is transparent cyan. This is normal orange. This is neon yellow. This is the Polymaker Max PLA red. Same for the black. This green is not Polymaker. This is stuff that I had lying around because I couldn't find my green spool of Polymaker that I have somewhere around this space. So, yeah. Really happy with that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Yeah.